Hello everyone. Now I am going to talk another symptom which is very common, that is the hemorrhage. The hemorrhage can be internal hemorrhage, can be external hemorrhage. Any kind of bleeding in the patient, that has to be managed very carefully. So what is hemorrhage? Excessive bleeding from damaged blood vessels is called hemorrhage. Common in palliative care due to cancer, coagulopathy or medication. I will explain all these things one by one. Require multidisciplinary approach. So you see, this is very important. Local vessel damage, a trauma, physical injury or tissue causing blood vessel damage, ulcer, open sores or erosion in the lining of skin or mucous membrane, that is gastric duodenal or pressure ulcer. Infection, blood vessel damage by infection. These are the main. Systemic disorder. Coagulopathy means blood's ability to clot is impaired. You know, the platelets are the blood cells which are responsible for blood clotting. If the platelets are not enough, then you can have this problem. You know, in the dengue fever, the platelet is down, so most of the patient start bleeding. So that is the condition which is not good. Thrombocytopenia, low platelet count. It is due to splenic sequestration or bone marrow suppression. Liver disease, cirrhosis, hepatitis, and liver failure. Clotting factors synthesis is reduced. Clotting factor is synthesized in the liver, If liver is not properly acting, then also bleeding will be there. Autonomic condition, autonomic disease, you mean systemic lupus erythematosus, SLE, antiphospholipid syndrome, and lumen thrombosis. These are the diseases which are autoimmune disorder. Cancer-related malignant tumor invasion can grow aggressively and damage the blood vessels. And chemotherapy, with the suppression bone marrow, and bone marrow suppression will reduce platelet, and platelet will responsible for less blood clotting. So these are the diseases. Radiation causes inflammation, fibrosis, leading poor healing, making them prone to ulceration and bleeding. So anticoagulant, use of anticoagulant is also cause of bleeding. That's why when you go to any dentist, they ask, are you using any this kind of drug, anticoagulant? Because by doing the surgery, there is a chance of bleeding. So any surgeon asks this question, they say you to stop it. So blood should clot in proper time. That is a very important factor. The effect of hemorrhage, acute effect, hypovolemic shock, anemia, and tissue hypoxia. Hypovolemic shock means rapid blood loss leads to inadequate tissue perfusion. Anemia means reduction in the red blood cells, reduces oxygen carrying capacity of the blood. Tissue hypoxia means deprived tissue suffers oxygen shortage, leading to cellular damage. And weakness, fatigue, and pallor, dyspnea, common sign of low hemoglobin and oxygen delivery. Multi-organ failure, prolonged hypoxia can lead to multi-organ failure, ultimately death. And high mortality risk, untreated hemorrhage can rapidly become fatal. So classification of hemorrhage: mild, moderate, and severe. Mild means minor blood loss, non-life-threatening. Moderate means increased bleeding but manageable. Right? And severe means life-threatening, requires immediate intervention. So blood transfusion is the first line of management. Emergency management in hemorrhage: apply direct pressure on to stop bleeding. Use local vasoconstrictors like epinephrine, like this drug. Elevate the affected area if applicable. Monitor the blood pressure and oxygen level. This is a picture I am showing you. Assure your safety. Look in life-threatening bleeding. Is a trauma first aid kit available? First aid kit is available. If no, use any clean cloth. Apply steady direct pressure directly on the wound. If yes, then where is the wound? Arm or leg, neck, shoulder, or groin. If his arm and leg is prisma is available, yes, apply above the bleeding site, tighten the until if you go to the blood test, the compounder tights it controls the blood supply. So this is the method. If no, pack the wound with bleeding control gauze and quez or clean the cloth. Apply steady direct pressure. This is the picture I want to show you. If the temporal, this is the facial, this is the carotid, this is the subclavicle, this is the brachial, this is the femoral, this is the radial in the hand. So these are the pressure points for controlling the hemorrhage. Where is the wound? Depending on that, you have to press these positions to control the blood. Where is the wound? You have to control just a step before that. The medical management, if a caregiver, as a caregiver, you should know this position. This is like a first aid. Then you can manage if something happens with your patient. Medical management, minor bleeding, local pressure and wound dressing, severe bleeding, IV fluid, blood transfusion, clotting factor replacement. GI bleeding means inside the bleeding, the endoscopic coagulation and PPI. And PPI means proton pump inhibitors. Coagulation disorder, fresh frozen plasma and vitamin K. So gastrointestinal bleeding, it can be upper GI bleeding, it can be lower GI bleeding. Upper means from esophagus, stomach and duodenum. Lower means from colon, rectum and anus. This is the lower GI, upper GI. Causes include peptic ulcer, esophageal varices, gastritis, diverticulosis and colorectal cancer. Management is proton pump inhibitor is a medicine, reduces the stomach acid by inhibiting the HK pump, ATPase, enzyme in gastric parietal cells. The acid suppression promotes clot stability and ulcer healing. An endoscopic coagulation, a non-surgical therapeutic endoscopy used to stop active bleeding. So, adjustment of ongoing medication. If the bleeding is because of medication, reduce the dose, talk to the doctor because this drug is having problem. Reduce the stop anticoagulant if bleeding risk is high, as I told you earlier. Adjust chemotherapy and non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug if contributing to the bleeding, and correct underlying conditions like liver disease or infection because they are all responsible for clotting factor formation. Ayurvedic approach, these are some of the medicinal plants, Nag Keshar, Lodra, Ashok, Durva is a grass and turmeric. They are commonly used. They are astringent and septic, uterine and GI bleeding. This is used, Lodra, and Haemorrhage and uterine bleeding, cut, wound and nasal bleeding. Durva is used, and turmeric anti-inflammatory and wound healing. So these are the some examples. For external use, you see turmeric, Durva, Nag Kesar as paste and powder. For internal bleeding, Nag Kesar, Lodra, Ashok and turmeric as decoction or powder. They can be given to the patient. Ayurvedic therapy, Panchkarma therapy is also effective. Rakta Mokshan, blood-letting therapy, balances excess pitta, Basri, medicated enema, helps systemic conditions like liver disease. And herbal formulation, Parval Pisti, Mukta Pisti, Kamadu Ras, and these are the Ayurvedic medicines. You should consult the Ayurvedic doctor and he will prescribe. Dietary recommendation you can do at your end, iron-rich food like spinach, pomegranate, vitamin K source like leafy greens, calcium-rich food like sesame and dairy products, protein sources like legumes and nuts, and hydration food like coconut water and buttermilk. They are all very effective in hemorrhage management, and you should avoid processed and fried food, excess sugar, alcohol, caffeine and spicy food. This you should avoid. Role of nutrition supplement, iron and vitamin C rich food, replenish lost blood. Protein-rich diet supports tissue healing. Warm, non-irritant fluids, herbal teas, lukewarm water helps. And lifestyle में yoga and meditation reduces stress and induces vascular fragility. Regular exercise improves circulation and vascular health. Hydration maintains the blood volume and prevents excessive clotting. Avoid smoking, alcohol. So traditional Chinese medicine are also there. Some medicines are used. We are not practicing in India. Home remedies and first aid. External bleeding, turmeric paste. Internal bleeding, banana stem juice. Nasal bleeding, anu tel, nasal oil. GI bleeding, triphala and honey. Heavy menstruation bleeding, ashok bark, ashoka wrist. And minor wound, aloe vera gel. So these are the things which can be used. End of life consideration in palliative care. Focus on symptoms relief over aggressive treatment. Advanced care planning. Respect patient dignity. These are the goals. Right? Minimally invasive intervention when appropriate. The take-home message is identify the cause and the cause, if it is cancer, infection or medication effect. Classify severity, mild, moderate and severity. Use conventional treatment, pressure, IV fluid or medication. Integrate holistic therapy and provide emotional palliative care. A palliative patient with a recurrent GI bleeding due to cancer, how would you manage this case using integrative? This is a case study for you. And some questions. What is the first step in managing severe hemorrhage? Which Ayurvedic herb is best for stopping bleeding, external bleeding and internal bleeding both? What food should be avoided in hemorrhage patients? So these are the MCQ. Because of the shortage of time, I am not giving it. You can read it. And this I will say, a 68-year-old patient with advanced colorectal cancer in palliative care is experiencing frequent lower GI bleeding. The care team is exploring integrative management, balancing comfort with medical intervention. The family wants all possible measures taken, but patient expressing a preference for non-invasive and holistic approach. What you should do? What would be your approach to managing this patient bleeding? Because you know, in palliative care, the patient wish is also very important. You have to consider this. What patient want? How do you balance patient autonomy with family expectation? Family expectation is different, but patient desire is different. You have to manage both. What integrative therapies might be appropriate in this scenario? How can you communicate between healthcare provider, patient and families be improved to in end of life decision? So you have to write your view on this situation in this Google Classroom and send us. With these words, I end my class. Thank you very much.